Julie Tupler, creator of the Tupler technique, and I would like to talk to you today about how to modify your Diastasis Rehab Splint. We now have two models, the original, which is 3 arms, and the short torso, which is 2 arms. If you didn't measure correctly, and you didn't measure the distance between the bottom of your sternum and your belly button, and you find that the original splint is just too long for you, it is very easy to make this splint into a short torso splint. The exact instructions are on our instructions for getting the right size page. But all you would have to do was take off this arm, right by the label, and this top arm over here. You cut off 2 inches, because that's the only difference between these two splints, is the height of the pad. So you take 2 inches off of here, finish it with the machine, and then all you need to do is sew on the 1 arm, and then you have a 2-arm splint. So that's how you modify the original into the short torso. Now, when you get your splint, the most important thing is that the pad size fits you. The pad size has to go from one side seam to the other side seam, right? If it's on your back, it's going to be too difficult to attach the arms. If it's on the front, then it's not going to give you enough room to approximate the 2 muscles. So the pad is the most important thing that you have to have fit you correctly. It has to be on each side of your body. Now, let's talk about the arms of the splint. Now, I'm going to show you with the original splint that, and I always want you to put this on in front of a mirror, right, so that you can see where it's attached. That's so important, because if you attach it in the wrong place, then the other arm isn't going to work correctly. So I have a mirror right here, and I'm going to cross it over, and I take the end here and I gather it all the way to where my muscle is. And then this hand goes right underneath, right? My knees are bent, I bring my belly all the way back to the spine, and I move the muscle to the middle, I hold it here with this hand, the muscle, and then I turn to the side and I attach it. Okay, now, if you attach it too high, it's going to scratch you. If you attach it too low, it's going to interfere with this arm. So you have to attach it right in the right place. Now, this is where it's supposed to attach. If it attaches in the back, then the arm is too long. Now, when you first buy the splint, the arm could be too long, so you would need to shorten it. After a couple of weeks, when you're doing the exercises, your body's going to get smaller, and if you're pulling on the elastic's going to get longer, so you will have to make the arm shorter. How do you do this? On all 3 arms, there's 3 ways you can do it. The easiest way would be just to make a fold, and the difference between the size, like a size small and an extra small, is 2 inches. Between a medium and a small is 2 inches. So it's just 2 inches, so I can just fold it over 2 inches. I could sew it across the side, and then on each side over here. Or I could take the Velcro off, cut the elastic 2 inches, sew it back on. Or I could take it off the pad, cut it, and sew it back on. So those are your 3 options for making the arm smaller. And remember, you might have to make it smaller when you first get it. If the pad fits you, that's most important, right? Or after a couple of weeks of wearing it. And then you might have to continue to make it smaller. Remember, it needs to attach on the side. So the next arm, again, we want to gather up here, transverse in, and with this hand, I'm moving the muscle to the middle. Now, I want to put this right on top of this one here. Right on top. Right? Don't go like this and this, because that'll make it be funny there. So put it right on the top so it goes in a diagonal right away. I move the muscle towards the middle. It's a diagonal, and then I attach it on the side. Again, on top. If it's too low, it's going to interfere with this arm. And then the bottom arm goes straight across. Again, I gather it up like this, transverse in, knees are soft, and I move the muscle to the middle, and then I attach it here. Now, after a couple of weeks, what happens is that this pad conforms to your back, and it'll get a little shorter. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to take the top arm and move it a little bit back further, and then the bottom arm can go right on the side. They're not going to be able to go one above the other because they will come off. So they can't be right above the other like it is right here. So this is with the splint fitting correctly. Now, if you get the splint and the arms are too short, right, there's a couple of things that you can do. First of all, you can stretch on the arms, right, and see if you can, because the elastic does stretch out. You can get a piece of Velcro, hook Velcro, and make this piece longer, right, or you can get one of our extenders. They come in a set of 3 for the original splint for 3 arms, but if you have a short torso, then you'll just need to use 2 of them. And basically what you're doing is making the arm longer, and you can put it anywhere on this Velcro pad. What you do is you put the hook part here on the loop part of the extender, and you can put it here, and that'll make it shorter, and if I put it here, that makes it longer. Now, if it's way too long, then you can modify the extender. Just put a hem in it here, and then you have a shorter extender. All right? Now, when do you use the extender? If you have a big belly, and most importantly, during pregnancy. The arms will need to get longer to accommodate for the growing belly. So let me show you what it looks like here with the extenders already on. Remember, the label always goes on the lower left-hand side. Okay? We're always looking in front of a mirror. Knees are bent, transverse is in. We cross it over, all right? And then I gather. Again, I gather. But I'm going to gather from here because it's so long here. I'm going to gather over here, and I'm going to gather from here. Bend the knees. Again, it's very important to move the muscle to the middle. I hold it here, and then I turn to the side, and I will attach it. Now, hopefully, this will be attached right on the side. Okay? And then I do the second arm, gather it up, and remember to put it on the diagonal here, and then I attach it here. But it should attach on the side. It's just long on me. I just wanted to show what it looks like to put the splint on with the extenders. Okay? And then this one is going to go straight across here, and then it'll attach right on the bottom. So this is what it would look like to put the splint on with the extenders. Remember, hand wash and air dry these splints. If you have any questions, please just email us. Thanks.